You fund government's charcoal to its bright red.
It's a core faculty.
I enjoy it.
Johnny, first and foremost, let me take this opportunity because I've been seeing you for quite some time. You are doing very good job for the mother Ghana. Remain undaunted.
This is our society.
Correct.
And it will take me and you to do it. That's why I always watch Johnny's Bite.
The general watches Johnny's Bite.
Every day.
Thank you very much.
And it's devoid of insults, but straight to the point. Factual and fearless.
Charlie, no be joke. The pressure people like Johnny can give you.
No.
You know, get grey hair, you go get grey hair.
I'm innocent.
And that's what I'm saying. That the pressure Johnny and his people, the pressure they can give you, you know, get grey hair, you go get. So your best bet is not to have hair.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Johnny's Bite. This morning, I've come to talk to you about a subject matter that has become a sequel to the cabinet meeting that was held, by the executive branch of government. It is interesting that cabinet meetings have been held over and over and over and over again, but we are being made to talk about this one. You remember there was a certain cabinet meeting that was held at the same Pediasi Lodge where we spoke about syndicated loans for cocoa, blah, blah. You remember that? It was announced that the farmers were going to be happy after that. Are the farmers happy? I don't know. I'm not a cocoa farmer. But you should get to the cocoa growing areas and ask them if they are happy at all. Get into the cocoa growing areas and ask them if they have seen, they have even smelled the money. Go and ask them. Ask them if they know where the fertilizers are. Ask them. So yes, you can have cabinet meetings. I know that at the height of the COVID pandemic, President Akufo-Addo even showed us having a Zoom cabinet meeting with his ministers. We were shown all of that. The conversation is this: you keep showing us these things, but the lives of the people are not getting better. And I remember that one of the key campaign points in 2020 especially was the free SHS policy. You asked about water problems, free SHS. You ask about electricity problems, free SHS. You say you are hungry, free SHS. Everything was free SHS. It was big. And I have said times without number that free SHS is a good policy. In fact, free SHS goes beyond President Akufo-Addo. Because when President Akufo-Addo is done with his tenure in 2024, free SHS should continue so that people in families that have benefited from free SHS will continue to benefit from it. There is nothing wrong if we reserve a bit of our, resource, a national resource, to take care of the future, to educate the future, to shape their minds. There's nothing wrong with it. No sensible country in the world downplays education. So this morning I say, cut your appetite and leave free SHS alone. It is not a program that you must toy with. And you see, we have toyed with free SHS right from the very beginning. Then he pulled out that news item of Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, who manages the public purse. He had told us that free SHS should not be done on a wholesale level. Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, the finance minister, he said it. They nearly lynched him with words. He said free SHS could be targeted instead of wholesale. Ofori-Atta, July 24, 2018, a story written by Delali Adogla Besa. He said it himself. Mr. Ofori-Atta, he said Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta appears to be in agreement with suggesting that free SHS program may have to be targeted at persons with genuine need and not made to benefit everyone. Using himself as an example, the minister said someone in his economic bracket should not be enjoying such a policy. He said it. We didn't listen, Ahumaswo. We didn't listen because we wanted to be populist. We didn't listen because we wanted to come and say, oh, we have put 400,000 students in Form 1 and cumulatively have 1.2 million children and use the numbers to do politics. And I've told you, you can't politicize education. You shouldn't politicize security, politicize the economy. Don't politicize those things. Don't politicize your energy sector. And that is what we did with free SHS. We heavily politicized it. It became a key political issue. Today, you see, say choke. It's a choke. You're a choke. You know they sit up. Choke. And I tell you something. You have no idea the numbers that free SHS has helped. And again, another part, I'll get to that. There's another portion of it where private schools, when the numbers from our basic schools started growing, there were private secondary schools in this country that came to the rescue. When the Accra Academies, the St. Mary's, the Achimotas, the Discos, and the rest, they couldn't harbor. They couldn't hold the numbers that were coming in. Private secondary schools were established in this country by individual entrepreneurs to absorb the numbers. When you got to free SHS, we kicked them out. As if the children who attend those schools actually do not have their parents paying taxes too. Today, go and check the private secondary school sector. Most of them are either collapsed or are on the verge of collapsing. That is how wicked we are. So we run down people's thing. But you know the funny thing? When it is time for WASI or SSE, then we accumulate all their numbers and we add it. You see the hypocrisy? When they are trading the children, we don't add their numbers. And they are not running the British system. They are doing our American system. They are writing our same WASI like everybody else in the public secondary school does. When it comes to paying their fees and supporting the proprietors and proprietors to run the schools, we say we won't mind you. But when it is time to add up the numbers for political reporting, we remember them and take their numbers. So, for example, last year or the year before, we said that, oh, we had about 400,000 children, blah, 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 blah. But you see, WAEC cannot tell lies because WAEC works with index numbers. So they told us we had 375,000. They fact-checked government. And even of the 375,000, that includes the children from the private schools. So minus them, it is not 400,000. But that's beside the point. But my main point is that we have also succeeded, as a matter of free SHS and the politicization of sin, we have succeeded in collapsing secondary schools that are private businesses. We have collapsed it. Going to the secondary schools now, feeding is a problem. The government knows it. The government is aware. Feeding is a problem. They know it. So that children in some schools, they just have rice. And so in the morning, they will take rice porridge. In the afternoon, plain rice. In the evening, jollof rice. Their lives are riced. Feeding is a problem. Check the buffer stock. Do we have enough food? At some point, the children were actually drinking cocoa without bread. Or Tom Brown without bread. You don't meet the talkam. The children, their parents say it. They send food to them. So free SHS is a good policy, no doubt about it. But cut your taste. Cut your taste, your wasteful spending. Cut it. If you want to be austere, cut your wasteful taste. That's what I'm saying to you. There are so many areas you can cut. Like you take that V8 out of the chair out of the V8, you can cut your taste. You can cut your taste with some of the meetings that you hold on ending. We spent 32 million on COVID meetings. Cut your taste. Cut the waste and cut your taste and leave free SHS alone. Because free SHS goes beyond you. But you see, the intake for free SHS comes from the basic school. The intake for free SHS, it comes from the basic school. Your basic school has become a mass production of failures. Your public basic school, what we call Saito. Me, I'm a product of Saito. I don't shy away from it. The quality of teaching and learning at the Saito level, basic school, primary 1, 2, 3, 4, up to JSS 3, is not the quality that we knew back then. The quality has dropped. Everybody knows it. That's why everybody is rushing to take their children to private schools. Private schools are supposed to be the exception, not the rule. We have ended up making it the rule and making public schools the exception. And we have professors and doctors and whatever supervising such rots. Teachers are not motivated. So we are doing wholesale. There's no cutoff point for who gets into a secondary school because every child must go to school. It is good. Let every child go to school. But what foundation are you giving to them? Such that when they cross and come to the secondary school, whether they want to pursue science, business, agric, whatever it is, they are well qualified for it. Speak to people who have degrees now, who just graduated. Some of them so empty. And it is a problem. Sometimes the university lecturers will tell you at level 100, they sometimes have to go over the teaching all over again. So that basic school it must be taken care of properly. But back to free SHS. Leave free SHS alone and cut your appetite. You know why? Some of the free SHS schools now, there's congestion. In some of those schools, they don't even have the infrastructure for labs and other things. So you have not actually looked at the program in its proper implementation. We were just populists right from beginning. We must accept it. Now we say we want to review, right? What exactly does this review mean? Because I remember that somebody else said he was going to review it and we're told that it's cancellation. Play Kojo Upon Kruma's voice for me. Danny, play Mr. Upon Kruma's voice for me.
Is simply a veiled threat to possibly review the program if Mr. Mahama were ever to regain power. Is simply a veiled threat to collapse the program. To possibly review the program if Mr. Mahama were ever to regain power is simply a veiled threat to collapse the program.
That's Mr. Kojo Upon Kruma. He is our information minister. He said this. He said that the veiled whatever it is to review the program is a veiled whatever to collapse the program. So now government is talking about taking a look again. That's review. Review, right? Is it also to mean that government now wants to collapse it? I said leave free SHS alone. I had occasion to meet somebody at Enyinem. And I had a conversation with that individual. And I asked her, what's happening? He said, I am so happy, if not for anything at all, that it used to be the case that people go all the way to GSS3 and they drop off, they go and find a job or either get pregnant or whatever it is. But for free SHS, most of them wouldn't have gone to secondary school, so they are happy about it. But you see, if we want to make something free, and like was said in the past, if we had listened to the wisdom then, that we were supposed to have made it progressive. It was not just the political class who were talking about progressive. There were people who within the educational sector who were talking about progressively making it free. Because at the time we brought it, we didn't even have enough classrooms, so double track came in. And I'm telling you that the quality is dropping. The quality of teaching and learning is dropping. Teachers are demotivated. I know somebody who went to SSS 1, first term, and then COVID came. The schools were shut for a whole year. You remember that in 2020. When they went back in 2021, they went straight from SSS 1 first term to Form 2. So, second term, third term, lost. Ask them. They are in Form 3 now, those ones. Then, when they got to second year, they also did small. You remember that brouhaha? Oh, we are going for Easter break. We'll come back. Your school reopened on the 5th of May. It will reopen. The children went to school. They came, blah, 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 blah. Mania, like that. Then now, they went to school, and suddenly they are in Form 3. They'll be taking their exams, I think, in July or August or so. So, if you put everything together, they have not even done up to 2 years of the training for 3 years that they are supposed to be benefiting from. So there's a mess somewhere. And these are the things that we need to be looking at. These are the things that we need to be looking at. Because the truth of the matter is that if you want to break the 8, you cannot take away some of these small benefits that the people are getting. And in fact, for free SHS, there is a dedicated source of revenue. Dedicated source of revenue is oil revenue. And your ABF is your oil revenue. So there's dedicated source of revenue. So cut your taste. Stop flying luxurious jets. Stop holding unnecessary meetings. And if you say you are cutting down expenditure, show us where you have cut expenditure by 20%. Show us evidence, show us proof. If you say you want to cut the salaries of your appointees by 30%, show us where you have cut them. Your state-owned enterprises are declaring losses, and you are paying all their bosses their full salary with all the things, the perks that come out. Cut their salaries. Because if you go to school and you sit for an exam and you fail the exam, your father doesn't congratulate you and give you goodies. They take it from you. They put you in the naughty corner these days. My dad will whip you. But they are failing and you are paying them extra. President, cut their salaries. Cut their salaries. Your non-performing ministers, chop some of their salaries off. Leave free SHS alone, for God's sake. Don't touch free SHS. Because if you touch it, you would have touched a lot of people. And every single vote, as I'm sure you know, counts. Unless you want to ruin the MPP before you leave, and maybe you just want to break the A, not the 8. Good morning.
Welcome back, and this is still TV3 New Days. Time now for the big issue. And joining me in the studio, we have Comrade Murtala Mohammed. He's the MP for Tamale Central. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, we can't complain.
Ah, you look nice. I don't think I've seen you in a suit in recent time, because you're usually in your...
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I want to behave like my friends in the other side of our political divide.
Why? How do they behave?
The bourgeoisies, they are in 3 pieces. I also just want to put on something to
Hey, I see. Okay. Well, good to have you in the studio. We're waiting for the rep from the NPP to also join us this morning. But we'll get into a conversation now. Of course, there have been a lot of economists and people who matter who have been asking for government to cut down on expenditure and also put in some measures to ensure that the economy gets a level standing. And in fact, after that meeting in Pedrasi over the weekend, a 2-day meeting, we have been told that a number of things have been done to ensure that the economy stays afloat. One of them, announced by the Bank of Ghana yesterday, is the fact that they have increased the policy rate substantially to 17%. And so it means that the cost of loans will go up. So let me just read a bit of what it says for you. And this was announced by the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. Now it says that the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has increased the policy rate, that's the rate at which it lends to commercial banks, by 2.5% to 17%. And this would be the first time since November 2018 that the rate has gone up so high. The decision is due to the current pressures on the economy, the uncertainty about the economic outlook and developments in Russia, Ukraine, which has pushed fuel prices up astronomically. And so the move to adjust the base lending rate of the central bank is expected to control the rise in inflation and check the rapid depreciation of the cedi. But in a related development, banking consultant Nana Otu Echampon says that with a hike in the policy rate, lenders should expect interest rates on their loans to go up. And the banking consultant